Welcome to the Loveland Report, the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve, Loveland. Real estate and mortgage news going on in Central Florida, around the state, around the country, talking about this market and what's happening. We are going to give you updates on inventory. I've got those numbers from the Orlando Regional Realtor Association that tells us the temperature of the market and what's going on. And when will it cool? When will it stop? When will the music stop? Is it ever going to stop? Is it going to crash? No. But anyway, and then these rates are rising, right, Bruce?
Rates are rising every day.
Yep. So it's like all these different pushes and pulls on the market. But, you know, one thing, no matter where the rates go to, you know, back in the bubble, rates were 6-7% on your primary. Yep. They're still better than that. And the other thing, too, people that have been in their house, they bought something in the past 7, 8, 9 years. They've made great appreciation if they're still in it.
More money than you could ever have guessed.
They also had a very, very low interest rate and built equity quicker, or went to a 15 and built equity quicker.
Yep.
So it's just a change it's just a different set of problems.
Well, you know, it's funny because it's amazing that we get used to a certain thing. So people got used to the rates in the 2s and then the 3s. And then when they hit the 4s, they thought they were high. Like, I'm hearing, and even in our industry, like, newer loan officers will go, oh, yeah, because the rates are really high right now. I'm like, you're delusional. You're delusional. Let me just put this in perspective. Do you know what rates were on October the 16th of 1981?
18%.
18.53%.
Yep.
18.53% in October of 1981. Now, you think that's high, okay? Like, that's gonna pull everything back. But I have to tell you, I think I made a wrong prediction. I have been telling everybody that I think rates were going to hit the mid-6s within the first quarter of this year. Okay, it looks like we're already doing that on investment, but I said we'll probably cap out at about 7.5. I no longer think that. I think we're probably going to hit the 8.5s, maybe the 9s.
You think so?
Yep, I do. And here's why I think so. I hope we don't. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I'm wrong on some of my predictions, but I'm mostly right. Mm-hmm. At least my wife wouldn't agree with that, but I'm agreeing with that. Okay? So here's why. If the housing is still going super strong right now, and we're almost in the 6s, we're between the 5s and the 6s right now. Average interest rate right now is right at 5 nationwide with excellent credit.
Yep.
So investment properties are already in the 6s. And housing is not slowing down.
No, it's not.
So remember, the reason for higher rates is to slow down the market.
Yeah.
So if it's not working, what do you think they're going to do?
They're going to go higher.
They're going to keep raising them higher until they start slowing it down. So I actually think that we will experience that.
And these sales numbers that I have here, this is what I want to go over here. Inventory for the past 5 months has been about the same. It's been about a 3-week supply. So right now we had 2,300 listings in February in Central Florida. January was like 2,400. February went down to 2,300. That's a low number. That's fueling our multiple offers. March went up to 2,500 listings, so it jumped up 10-15%. Now, it's funny. That's the headline. Oh, my gosh, inventory climbs 20. It's still a 3-week supply.
Right.
So, but one thing now, everybody that closed in this last month or two, they were locked in the high 3s or 4s.
Yep.
So we haven't seen this yet. And, you know, I had a couple listings over the weekend. We got 20 offers on them.
Yeah.
You know, I had one up above $1 million. I didn't get 20, but I got multiples.
Right.
So it's different parts of the market. But this is what's important. I took several listings that were listed before and did not sell, and it was a variety of different problems. One of them, inexperienced marketing. Property was locked down with no lockbox, even though it was vacant. And they told me the realtor said he's going to run over there and show it to everybody.
That's like trying to sell food that you don't have.
Yeah, no, it's like not trying to sell something you can't see.
Right.
And so it just makes it impossible. But just do the right thing. Call me first if you're thinking about selling a house, because we got to arrange that process. Selling's not hard, but
where reach you?
Well, give that number out. But when you sell, we got to figure out where you're going, and that's a bigger part of the problem.
That's the next step.
So call me at 407-352-8118. Bruce?
Or you can call the Loan Ranger, CrossCountry Mortgage, 407 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or go directly to my website and apply online if you are one of those techie people, and you don't even have to be that techie. It's super simple. Go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. So we know that there's still multiple offers. We know interest rates are rising. But you know what's positive about that? The prices of houses keep going up. Now, I guess it depends on what side of the fence you're on. Because if you're not in the market and you don't own real estate, you don't like the fact that houses are going up. But you know when you do like it? The day you close on that house. Yeah. Then you love it, right?
Yep. So
you got to get in the game. If you're renting right now or you don't own any property, let's get you in the game. Even if your buying power won't get you what you are hoping it'll get you. Like I talked to a client actually this morning, and they said, I can't find anything for under 600, and I'm like, yeah, but you'll only qualify for 425. Do you want to buy 425 or do you want to continue to rent? Because you and I talked about this last week. Between 2025 and 2026, which is only a short time away, our housing prices are predicted to almost double.
Yeah.
Almost double. So do you want to complain about what prices are, or do you want to get in the game and get and experience
and for
that game?
People that say that sounds unbelievable, what that is Florida getting more expensive because we're better than the other states in the union.
We are.
And we were number 20. I think we're going to number 12, 14, 15. It's tough to say until this has actually happened, but it will keep rising. Bruce, right here, I got average price last year. Average price in Central Florida, $347.
Right. Now.
Average price now, $410. Median price last year in March, $285. Median price right now, $361.
Yep.
So average price is up 18%. Median price up 26%. That's that starter home. That's because more people want that. The older folks want that when they're downsizing from the big house. They need to go back to single story. They want the smaller yard. They want to simplify and travel, save some money. And then the first-time buyers want it. And investors want those for rental properties.
Yes, they do.
So, and it's funny. I'm not getting as many cash offers as I used to be from all the Wall Street hedge funds and all the Wall Street gurus I talk to, all the people in the financial planning world. They say when I stop seeing those offers, we'll know housing has slowed and kind of returned to normalcy. I'm still seeing them. I'm not seeing as many as I was a year ago. But when that money returns to Wall Street, when they want to invest it in Wall Street, we'll know it's out of real estate. That's when we know this market is kind of topped out.
You have to follow the money. When it comes to investing, it's not that difficult to do. But so right now, 1/3 of the homes that are being purchased with cash. But most of those, they're not Bob and Betty that are buying it for cash.
Yeah.
There is some of that. But most of it are these hedge fund companies that are going in, or the American rental companies that are buying property out, turning around and renting them. Why do you think they're doing that? Because they know the price is going to go up.
Yeah.
They're not making money on the rent.
Well, and here's the thing. Our real estate mastery class, we talk about making, if you don't want to, that's the hard part, selling your house and finding out where you're going to go. But why not, let's rent it out.
Yep.
Rents are great. And I just talked to somebody, they were astonished. They bought their house 2 years ago. Mortgage payments $1,300, got some townhome dues, so they're $1,500 all in for their bills. We're going to rent them at $2,300.
Right.
They've only owned it for 2 years. And they're getting married, they're going to buy another house, they're leapfrogging already, they're into their first investment property without emptying their savings and putting down 30% or
That's
25%.
Right. You don't have to do that.
And without getting a 6% rate is where we're at now in investment properties.
That's right.
Just about.
Yep. So you can get better rate. So now I'll tell you something. We talk about this. How do you position yourself in a multiple offer situation so that your offer is chosen? And it's a challenge, right? So Cleve's always talking about my fast track loan program, which is a full loan approval. So I just came up with a new program. I haven't even told Cleve about this yet, so I'm going to spring it to him right now. Okay. So we know that if you're fast track approved, I will make an honor call, and I'll guarantee the seller that I'll close that loan on time, or I'll pay the seller up to $500 a day, right?
Yep.
We've talked about that. My listeners know that. But I just came up with even better. Through my Cash Plus program, if you are fast track fully approved, I will make a cash offer for you. I don't even care if you don't close. I'll make a cash offer, and I'll guarantee the seller that I'll pay cash for that house on the closing date. All I got to do is, and I'll eliminate the appraisal contingency. The buyer has to have a home inspection. Okay? I'll eliminate the appraisal contingency, and I'll close on time for cash. How
That's
do you
awesome.
like that?
That's awesome.
So I'm converting my buyers into cash buyers. Now, I'll only do that on a conventional loan. I won't do it on jumbo. I won't do it on FHA and VA. They don't allow it.
Yeah.
But I'll do it on conventional. So if you're a conventional buyer, fast track approved, and you're missing out on transactions, call me. I can save the day for you. 407-250-9144. 407-250-9144.
Or Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118. 407-352-8118 or lovelandreport.com.
Yep. So there's a couple of really cool things that we're doing right now. I'm also doing what's called lock and shop. So if you're concerned that interest rates are going to continue to rise, and I think that that's a legitimate concern, then I can lock you in now on an extended lock, and you don't even have to have a house. I'll do a lock and shop. Fully approved, only fast track approvals. I will take that transaction, I'll lock it in for you right now, and then I'll give you a period of time to go find that house. You want to do that? Call the loan arranger. He can do that, or apply online at WeBringYouHome.com.
How much time we got, Bruce?
We got about 3.5 minutes.
Okay. One thing I want to mention here too. I had somebody call me, and I wanted to say I think they got out of a DeLorean. They left in 2010, and they took their DeLorean and hopped out in my parking lot in 2022, and they called me asking for a list of foreclosures.
Oh, they did.
And I'm like, here, I'm looking at these numbers. There was 20 foreclosures that closed last month.
20.
And I'm sure they had 100 offers on each one. So look for a regular house. And unless you're in the fix-up handyman business, which most people aren't, and it's funny, when I talk to sellers about, somebody that might be a handyman might buy this house. I'm like, no. There's none of those out there. Most people are working very hard to pay for your $400,000 house.
Well, in addition, you don't always get a better deal on a foreclosure. The banks aren't stupid like they were back in 2009, where they just had to get them off the books. Now they look at it and they go, "Hey, we got to pay back due taxes. We got to pay an attorney to foreclose on it.
Yep.
I got to pay a realtor to list it, and I'm not going to take a bath on this house. I'm going to get what I think I can get out of it."
Yep.
They're not stupid. So people think that it's foreclosure, it's a good deal. It's not always a better deal. Go find the house you like. How about that? That's a good deal. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
Cleve, how do they reach you?
407-352-8118 or lovelandreport.com for if you need to buy property, you're putting out offers, you're not getting them, you want to sell a house, we got to talk about where you're going to go and arrange that process. We're going to talk a little more about that after the break. And if you need property management, I am raising rents like mad right now, making my landlords money.
Yep. So, and here, you want to make money too? We can show you how to make money owning rental properties. You can call us directly or apply online. But I'm going to tell you something. I made another mistake. I'll admit this one. So, rents went up 20% last year. They were predicted to go up 20% this year. Guess what they're actually running?
25?
57% in some areas rent increases, Cleve. 57. Baldwin Park, 57. Tampa, on average, 56. The highest city in America is Tucson, went up 136% for rents.
And I guarantee you that happened on the smaller homes, the starter homes. So it's very important you get in to buy something. We're going to talk more about that after the break.
Yeah, call Cleve at 407-352-8118. Call the loan arranger, Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or go directly to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Ask us about anything that has to do with real estate. We're here to answer your questions for you. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more Cleve Loveland and the Loan Arranger Radio Show.